Collective. Um, if you're seeing this message, I've prayed that it be manifest to those who need to see it. And understand that if you are seeing it on your For You or your timeline, then it's been divinely orchestrated. There's something you're supposed to hear or see during this message. So take what resonates, okay? You need to make room. Okay, I keep hearing you need to make room. And I'm also hearing that not only do you need to make room, but you need to begin, if you have not already, collective, in sort of spearheading this process of letting things go when you know they are no longer serving you. And once you have closed the door, slam it, whatever you have to do, but make sure you lock it so those energies, those same people, will not be able to sort of infiltrate themselves back in. So I'm going to draw a couple cards just to get a overall energy for the collective, see how things are shaping up for you, because it's Friday and I know that it can get a little bit busy on the weekends. What is the overall energy for this collective today, Spirit? What is the overall collective energy for? It's too many cards. Just give me 3 more cards, Spirit. Okay. Yeah, it's something that you kind of have to work on. Let's go with this. 3 more. All right. We've got beauty upgrades, tune out all the noise, back to school, you're not being honest with yourself, and shuffle your playlist, your musical playlist 3 times for a message, okay? This is what it is. What I'm sensing is that in your ability to do the things that you needed to do to further yourself along your healing process, you have been doing some things for your internal self as well. You've been making sure you look good, you're smelling good. Not to say that you were stinky or anything, but you smell good. And that vibration that you produce as a result of you feeling that way, others are becoming privy to that as well. Okay. And so you looking good. Okay. You sound good. And people have taken notice. Okay. But not everyone is for you. And that's why I do believe that Spirit is urging you to watch the company that you keep, and to be sure that when people try to come back, right, that's when you revisit your past and determine, why did you leave in the first place? Why did you break that thing off? Why did you resign? Why did you, whatever the case may be, okay? Because it's not just all romance. Some of this has to do with your career goals. Some of you have kind of been sitting in spaces and environments that make you feel a bit ill, like it's time to move on. And you know that, okay? But sometimes for whatever reason, we stay a little bit too long, and then we develop this sort of resentment, okay? And not so much on ourselves, but to anyone else who may have been involved. So in order to sort of, evolve from that, you really are going to have to use your gift of discernment, okay? And continue to sharpen that, because it is your intuition that is going to guide you, right, into exactly the abundance that you are hoping to manifest, and that is your birthright, okay? But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to tune out all of the noise. There's a lot of distractions around you. Like I said, people always come back. They leave you when they think you're down, and then when you start coming up the ladder, then they want to come back. And you really need to be mindful of that, because someone in this collective isn't being quite honest with themselves. You know what I'm saying? You may have told yourself and others around you that everything and everyone that you've cut off, you've grown and you've fully healed from that. But healing is not a linear process. Healing occurs in the most interesting ways, and it's not one size fit all. Okay. And so I think it's important for you to kind of earmark and tighten up around what you see and envision as your goals closing out this year, 2024, and entering into 2025, which happens to be a 9 year, which happens to be all about closings and endings. But of course, that's not something to kind of damper the tone of this message, but just so that you understand that in order for new things to manifest, right, some of the old things, if not all, have to come out of play. Okay. I got back to school. Someone may be thinking about going back to school. This is your season to apply, honey. You will get the yes. It's one of those things when you start to focus on yourself and you start to emphasize your own goals, that may seem even delusional to other people because they're so far-fetched, right? When you start to do that, you really activate a higher vibration within yourself because, how many of us in this collective have been teachers, and I don't just mean in the educational system and that is your career path. I mean, but how many of us have the power to teach? Okay. Now, on the flip side of that, we also have the penchant for learning. So ever so often the teacher becomes student and the student becomes teacher, and that is the natural flow of things. Right now, I feel like collective, you guys are in learning mode. You are the student right now because you've walked into or are walking into a new reality, okay? And you're gonna need some help along the way. And this is where spirit, the divine, your ancestors, your archangels are all coming into play, because while you could be concerned about how all of that is going to work out, they are already working it out for you, babe. So there's not a lot for you to do other than to just remain in this energy of pureness. Keep it real with yourself, okay? Try not to get into arguments, things of that nature that are just going to lower your frequency and have you missing beautiful blessings, okay? Or delaying them. Because, of course, what is for you, but let's not get in the way of any divine timing that may be at play. All right. There's something to be said, too, about the music that you're listening to. Be mindful that it is feeding you and not emptying you, okay? I used to tell myself all the time, because I love music. I'm a DJ, have been a DJ. I love music, but I still have to be mindful of what I'm listening to, just like I have to be mindful of what I'm ingesting when I eat. I have to be mindful of what I'm putting on my skin. I have all these things, and I know, collective, you can relate to that, but we have to always be mindful and careful, you know what I'm saying, about how we're feeding ourselves. And I used to tell myself, oh yeah, this is just track a banger. I don't even pay attention to the words or the lyrics, as long as I can get down with the beat. But there's a reason that beat is associated with those lyrics, if it's done properly. And you do have to understand that a lot of the frequencies of the music that you listen to, right, are setting the vibration for you, okay? So if you listening to all this crazy stuff, okay, you're going to probably see a little bit of that crazy within yourself, because that is exactly what you're feeding yourself. All right, we got protect your energy. We've got tighten up, and communication is key. All right, again, there are going to be some people that come in. They're going to want to apologize. They're going to want to establish a connection with you. But just before you make any decisions for yourself, make sure you are brushing through with a fine-tooth comb, and you're being honest with yourself about whether or not there is space in your life, right, for this person to come back in. Because where you're going and how you're honoring your highest self, trust me, not everyone wants you in that spacing. So that's why discernment is critical, as well as protecting your energy. Okay? When you feel someone is mismanaging the love, the affection, the trust, the compassion that you've given them, it's time to pull your power back. That's one key and succinct way to do that, is to pull back your power, pull back your time. Okay? And if they want to stay low vibrating, let them. You can't control that. But they got to step up if they're trying to come to you. All right? So, I don't know. You guys are doing such a wonderful job. The whole point here is to make sure that you understand that Spirit does not want you in this energy of self-sabotage, and does not want you sabotaging because you are seeing remnants and triggers of things from your past that you have told yourself you've healed from. And now you've got this emotional connection that's coming back in. Just be careful. Just be careful. And remember that no is a full statement, okay, and can be applied in any instance. All right. I love you guys. Until next time. Mwah.